rising and rising. Our cortisol levels are rising and rising. We're getting fatter and fatter. Greater and greater chance for a heart attack. More and more miserable. Sleeping more poorly. Getting more stress. It's a vicious cycle. This is a curve for the, to convince the type A's among us that in fact stress is not good. You see, many of us believe that in order to get ahead in the world, you got to maintain stress. You got to push, you got to drive, you got to do all this. Well, it turns out that there is an optimal stress level. That's the peak. And when you get beyond that, your performance actually starts falling. So this is in the workplace. So if people become too stressed, if they have too much on their plate, their performance falls. So the optimum is actually to achieve a certain peak where you have a degree of pressure, but it's not an overbearing pressure. All right. Actually, you know something? I should have a slide on what to do about all this. There are things to do about stress. And what we can do is we can exercise to reduce stress. We can eat differently. But we can also practice stress reduction modalities. We can meditate. We can do something called freeze frame, which is a stress reduction technique. We can do visualization techniques. You know, it's interesting, the visualization technique. Sometimes you can visualize, let's say you're lying at a beach. Well, let's do this for a moment, actually. I did this once before, and it was fairly interesting. Let's do this, and then I'll tell you something else about visualization, the power of visualization. I want everybody to close his and her eyes. Everybody close your eyes. All right. Now I want you to take slow, deep breaths in and out your nose. Slow, deep breaths. In, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep maintaining that kind of breathing as I'm talking to you. Now imagine yourselves, your eyes are closed, imagine yourselves at the beach. You're lying at the beach. It's around sunset. The sun is starting to go down. There's a cool breeze off the ocean. The waves are lapping at the shore. Breathing in, breathing out. The seagulls are fluttering around. Just peace. You're there. Nothing's happening. No other noises. The sun is setting. The ocean with its smell, with the sound of the waves. It's a beautiful, it's a serene place. So keep breathing in, breathing out. Imagine yourself there. Okay. Now open your eyes. Now that was about 1 minute. I want to know how many of you felt more relaxed doing that. Okay. It's powerful. It's amazingly powerful. Listen to this study. There was a study done on visualization techniques. And what they did was they took 3 groups of individuals and they took them to a piano, okay? And they had them take their right hand. One group took their right hand and played a very intricate piece with the right hand. And every day they practiced for 2 hours and then had a functional MRI of their brain at the end of that day. And what they saw developing was the motor cortex, the cortex of the brain involved in creating muscular strength and proficiency in that hand every day. 7 days. By the 7th day, these people could all play this beautifully, and their brain was fully developed in that area. They took a second group of people, and they had them do nothing. And they looked at that motor cortex area day after day, and no surprise, nothing happened. Third group of people, they put them at the piano. They told them how to move their fingers, but they wouldn't let them move their fingers. Okay? So they showed them the piece, but they forced them to keep their fingers still. And every day they did the functional MRI, and every day their brain developed. Just imagining their fingers moving, their brains developed the same as those people who practiced for 2 hours a day. They took those people on the 7th day, and they said, okay, play it. For the first time, play it. And they played it. And they played it about as well as the guys who've been practicing had played it on their 5th day, which is a shock. So then they said, okay, we'll give you time to practice. We'll give you 5 minutes to practice this. These other people who've been practicing 2 hours a day for 7 days, you get 5 minutes. They practiced for 5 minutes, and they could play it as well as any of the people who had practiced for 7 days. Okay? So what that means is these people, by imagining their fingers moving, changed their brain, changed the circuitry in their brain to affect their motor function, to affect their ability to move their hand. They became pianists without playing the piano. Right? So there are many, many things we can do to improve ourselves. The idea is just to get on the road. In conclusion, another Hippocratic statement: you ought not to attempt to cure the body without the soul. And this is the reason why the cure of so many diseases is unknown to physicians, because they disregard the whole. Thank you. Any questions? Oh.